What's good, family? Welcome to the Jaymie Jordan Podcast. If you know me, you know I love talking to you guys, so now we have an official platform to have these conversations. I want to give a special shout out to Ski Beats, legendary hip-hop producer, for providing the vibes that are flowing through your ears right now. Most of you know Ski from Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt album. He is the mastermind behind the sound. Thank you, Ski, for being a part of this podcast, and thank you for tuning in. Before we get into these conversations about health, healing, and prosperity, let's just let the beat breathe. What's good, family? What's happening? Listen, welcome to this episode of the Jaymie Jordan Podcast. Again, we're doing this one live. We have the Zoom room open, link in my Instagram bio, and I'm also coming to you on Instagram Live, so you can be in the building, kind of be in the studio as we have this conversation. So, if you've been on my lives for the past couple nights, you know the question I've been asking you. I'm asking, have you been holding back? And I think I want to lead with that. Like, I want to talk about that. Have you been holding back? And I don't mean holding back in your energy. I don't mean holding back as far as not putting your foot out there, not putting your foot down, not handling your business. I mean, are you holding back on any part of that thing that is your purpose? Are you holding back on any part of that talent that was placed within your body, right? Any part of your mind, any part of that creativity, are you holding back? And I think the answer, for me, the answer is definitely yes. So, We made the distinction earlier, and I wanted to bring it to the podcast to make sure that this message really gets out, okay? Because all of us, we've been in school, right? Whether that be elementary school, grade school, high school, college, we've been in school. And when you have an assignment for school, what do? You handle your business. You do that assignment. It doesn't matter if it's late at night. It doesn't matter if you waited to the very last minute. It doesn't matter if you're not interested in it. If you have no desire about it, no care in the world about it, you're going to get the assignment done, right? And why? The answer is because you don't want to fail the class. Like, you want to make sure that you pass the assignment, so that you pass the class, so you pass the grade, so you pass the semester, so that you get to the next level in your academic journey, right? But what about that assignment that is over your life? How are you treating the assignment that is over your life? Are you treating the assignment that is over your life, your whole entire purpose, your existence, your reason for being? Are you treating that assignment with the same utmost respect, with the same urgency as you're treating an assignment as you did in school? And I love the analogy because I'm like freshly out of school. I graduated in December 2019, so I still feel very much like a student, and I'm definitely still always a student in the game. I'm always learning. I'm always studying. So as a student, I remember how I was when it came to assignments. Sometimes I was a star student. I'm turning things in early. I'm starting the research project early. Whenever I had case studies, I would go out in the field and actually study people with these exact conditions. I was a stellar student in some ways, but I'm not even going to sit here and lie to you. In other ways, oh my goodness, nah. I wait until 11:59 to submit the assignment on Canva before the due date. I just procrastinated. I put it off, and even with that though, I got it done. I turned in the assignment. I turned it in on time, and I did my best, and I got the grades. I was a 4.0 student for the longest time. During the academic journey, that did change. Went down to 3 something. There were probably semesters where I was even lower than that, but nonetheless, I passed, right? Because it was very important to me to not waste my time, to not have to go back and repeat a semester, to not have to go back and I didn't want to fail any of my classes. So I was the type of student where, when it came to assignments, best believe they were getting done. So I would go as far as to guess and say that some of you guys are the same way. You handled your business as a student, but where is your level of urgency, of respect and regard for the assignment over your life? I know that one hit hard. I know it hit hard because it hit me hard. What's good? I see y'all on the IG live. It hit me hard, right? And so I'm like, man, as it relates to my purpose, to the assignment over my life, I'm giving it probably, oh my goodness, shamelessly, I'm going to say like maybe 20%. And that's me being honest with myself because I know how much I'm sitting on. So the question to you is, are you holding back? And I'm looking at the timer right here. I have 10 minutes left. I promise to keep this as a very short podcast episode. I just need to go ahead on and launch the live show because I need more time to talk. But, all right, so let me get into the lesson. I want you to start to think of yourself as the natural object, right? Think of the natural objects of the world. Think of the natural objects of the universe, right? Think of something like a tree. We talked about this last night. As it relates to a natural object such as a tree, right? The tree doesn't question if it's ever a tree. Like, nobody questions if the tree is a tree, even when it's a seed, even when you can't see it, even when it's under the dirt, when it hasn't had any type of physical manifestation for you to visually look and see and say, wow, that's a nice tree. Tree knows that it's a tree. Everybody knows that it's a tree. So I need you to think of yourself and your purpose in the same way. Who are you? What do you offer the world? Are you an educator? Educate. Are you an inspirer? Then inspire fearlessly. Are you a creator? Create. Are you a leader? Go ahead on and lead, right? Think of yourself as that natural object. If you are who you say you are, then just go ahead on and be that fearlessly. Be that fearlessly. And using the analogy of a tree. A tree will do as a tree does, meaning the tree will grow. Tree does not need permission to grow, so you don't need permission to grow either. If there's something in your world holding you back, something in your environment holding you back, people holding you back, if there's a fear or a concern about you experiencing such a high level of growth that you're concerned with the thoughts of others, think of yourself, root yourself, no pun intended, feel rooted. Think of that tree. Tree will do as tree does. Tree does not need permission to grow. As a matter of fact, you can't stop a tree from growing, right? You just simply can't do it, right? And if that tree is planted in a box, as you may be right now, you may be in a box, you may be in a toxic environment that is serving as a box that is preventing you from getting to the next level. And that box may be mental. Perhaps you're having thoughts that are mentally keeping you trapped where you are. It may be a physical box. Perhaps your physical environment. I live in Louisiana. This environment does not feel conducive to growth for me. A lot of times, that's the box for me personally. Some people may love it here, but I feel like this is a box, right? So that's a physical barrier. But if you are a tree and you're planted in a box, guess what? You are going to break through that box regardless. When you get to a certain level of growth, you are going to break through the roof. You have to, because there's a natural order to things. There's a natural order to that growth, right? And I love the analogy. If you're wanting more, but you're in a box and you feel like you just can't get to the next level, remember, you can't reach for the stars if you won't even go outside. If you try to reach for the stars inside, you're going to consistently hit the ceiling, right? So you may need to step outside of that box. Whether that be a mental box, something that's holding you back mentally, or again, a physical environment that is not conducive to your growth. The next thing I was looking at is, we feel concerned about the judgment or the concerns of others at times, right? But again, if you think of yourself as a natural object, such as a tree, right? Again, tree does not need permission to grow. Tree will do as tree does, right? And it can't be held back. That process cannot be stopped, right? No one is going to look at you if you're walking fully upright in your purpose. No one is going to look at you and say, hey, you're not doing it right. Hey, you're not doing enough. No one is going to look at the tree and say, hey, you ain't growing right. You ain't growing fast enough, tree. No, nobody's bothered with the rate of growth of a tree because we know tree will do as tree does. It's going to happen. It's going to be a naturally unfolding process, right? So again, think of yourself in that way as a natural object. When you feel lost, when you feel confused, when you feel discouraged, when you feel disturbed and you're not sure about your purpose, man, if you just as plainly as you know that you are a human, right? I am here. I'm a woman. I know I'm a woman, and I'm gonna feel confident and do as women do. If you're a man, I know I'm a grown man. I know there's no question about that, right? If you're a father, I know I'm a father. I know I'm a mother. These things that we're rooted in, root yourself in your purpose in that same way. And this may sound kind of ambiguous, right? But you know how we wonder if people are gonna appreciate our content, or if they're gonna eat from the things, or if they're going to find value in the things that we provide. Think about a tree. Nobody's chastising the tree like, I don't like the way you provide in the shade, tree. Like, if you need the shade of the tree, what are you going to do? You're going to step in the shade appropriately. You're going to get under that one piece that has the most shade to make sure that you're receiving the shade that you need. And if you don't need the shade, what are you going to do? You're going to walk right by the tree. You're not going to be bothered by it. Or perhaps you don't even notice the tree. Those are the people who don't need you. Those are the people who won't notice you. Those are the people who won't applaud you. Those are the people who won't celebrate you, who won't like your stuff, who won't share your stuff. They just don't need the shade that you're providing, and that's okay. You have to think of it realistically speaking. Everybody won't need everything that you provide, and that's okay. If you're a provider, if you're a leader, a speaker, if you're somebody who motivates and encourages positive behavioral change, if you instill hope, if you uplift people, there are people who are going to need you at certain times in their journey and at certain times in their life. And there are going to be people who don't need your shade at that moment. And so don't feel discouraged. Like, don't feel concerned about the people who are going to bypass you. Don't feel concerned about the people who don't need what you have to offer in that moment. You just got to understand, like, I am who I am and I give what I give. And for those who will need to stand under my shade and be protected, I'm going to do it well. I'm going to do it and I'm going to do it well. So the other thing, a lot of times, earlier we talked about the analogy about the grass, right? And I wanted to bring it back as well on the same note. Grass does as grass does. Grass will grow relentlessly. Like, if you can think about grass and how if you have a home and you have to cut grass, you already know how frustrating it is. You have to cut grass often because it continually grows, relentlessly grows, without any extra attention, without any particular regard for amount of sunlight or fertilizer or watering. You don't have to water grass, right? It will just grow. And so I need you to develop the ability to grow in your own journey, just like grass, even in the absence of that external love, of that external support, even in the absence of someone watering you, because although we have people who love us and support us, sometimes they're just not there, right? Sometimes the people who we need, they need us at the same time. So they're not connected, right? Sometimes we don't have that coach or that accountability partner checking in on us and locked into the journey. Sometimes you really feel alone in this. And that can be a very lonely, discouraging feeling. But in that moment, you'll think about grass. Like, is the grass waiting for someone to tell it to grow? Nah, the grass is going to grow relentlessly. And even when they cut you down, like, people are going to cut you down, I promise you. People are going to cut you down. People are going to try to slander you, especially the bigger you get. People are going to try to, and y'all know the comment world. Like, we live in the comments. Sometimes I look at the comments just to laugh. Like, comments are crazy, right? People are foolish. And maybe some of y'all might even participate in the foolery in the comments, right? It's silly. People are silly. So you have to remember that as a leader, as an influencer, the bigger you get, yeah, you're going to be susceptible to that as well. They're going to have people acting dumb in your comments. They're going to have people saying crazy things about you, stupid things about your journey, about the way you look, about the way you sound, about your video. You know, it just happens with fame. You know, it happens with reach, with impact. So you've got to be equipped for that. And you can be the strongest person in the world. I already know it's like a blow. Like, it hurts when somebody says something about your purpose, about that personal part of you. So I say all of that to say, just like grass, right? Even when they cut you down, you have to continually grow. Because how many of y'all know when you cut the grass, it's growing right back, dog? Like, yeah, it's coming right back. It don't even matter. Grass feelings does not hurt. So stop letting your physiological self, stop letting your mind confuse you about your purpose, right? Just as a tree does not need anyone to continually remind you, yo, you know you a tree out here. Like, the tree knows it's a tree. You have to stop letting your mind separate you from your purpose, right? And I know the way we are wired, the way we're built, we're doing several things. We're carrying out several roles. Some of us have jobs, you know. Some of us are carrying out several different areas of life that have nothing to do with our purpose. And we have to get to our purpose at night or on the weekend or just in that private time. So there's that distinction. There's that confusion that comes in where we were separated from our purpose. But I ask you, and you can put in the comments if you're on the live or if you're in the chat, in the Zoom, or you can just think about it or write it down if you're taking notes. What is your purpose? You know, for me, I'm a speaker. I'm a speaker out here. I already claimed it, you know, and that took me a while to even understand. But, you know, that's who I am. That's my purpose. And so bringing it back to the tree reference and the grass reference, again, we're looking at it in the sense of natural objects. or let's say if you're light, if you're the sun, right? Nobody's coming at the sun saying, yo, you ain't shining in the right way today. I don't like the way you shining, son. No, and even if somebody is coming at the sun neck like that, the sun don't care. I promise you, sun is good, sun is straight. So be that fearless in your purpose. If you're a creator, nobody's really like, yo, I don't like the way you made that line on that illustration. I'm not really feeling that. And if they do, then yo, stand tall. This is my artwork. Like, I'm open to criticism. Of course, I'm open for growth, but y'all, there's no fear in this. You see how I'm sitting here live with y'all? Like, I've reached that place is fearlessness. It's no concern of, am I doing this the perfect way? And these are things that I had to get over, but that's why I'm bringing it to you today, because I feel like we're holding back, fam. I feel like we're holding back, and nobody's telling the sun, yo, you ain't, if anything, you might be like, yo, you kind of hot, you burning, especially Louisiana. We tired of you, son. But you know what I'm saying? When you're operating fully in that purpose, fully and fearlessly, you are very numb to harsh criticism, and judgment of others. And I think that for those of us who kind of feel that concern, feel the criticism, it's because we're still in that beginning phase where we're very concerned with perhaps pleasing everybody, or we're very concerned with perhaps we don't want to come off on the wrong way, right? And I thought about this earlier, y'all. We are goofy. We're a very goofy generation. Like, we clown a lot, like especially with the memes. We live in the meme generation, and I'm a clown. If you can't tell with the subtle nuances from just knowing me over this time, I'm a whole goof troop. And we're goofy, and we clown people sometimes, right? We look at the goofy stuff on the internet, and yo, I know we don't want to be the next. We don't want to fall susceptible to that. We don't want nobody clowning us, right? So we're like, man, I want this to be dope. I want this to be perfect. But I mean, people will always extremely goofy. Yes, exactly. People will always have something to say about something. I promise you. Like, I promise you, forever and a day, people will always have something to say about something or somebody. So if that's your concern, we need to really break that barrier and say, like, am I ready to face it or not? You gotta just be ready to face the crowd. So, man, I went over my 20-minute mark. Y'all wanna continue? Should I make this episode longer? Nah, I'm gonna stay true. I got something else to say though. I'm gonna cut it off. I'm gonna cut it off, and we're gonna follow up on the next topic for episode I believe episode 9. But listen, really reflect. And for those of you just jumping on, this is actually a live recording of the Jaymie Jordan podcast, so this will be up. I'm gonna put it up tonight so you guys can listen on iTunes. But ask yourself this question: truly, am I holding back, and why? And put yourself in that place of desperation. We talked about this morning. Have you ever been in a position where you like, man, I just want one more chance? Like, I really flopped. If I had one more chance, dog, I promise you I would do it right. Like, if I had one more chance, if I had, even those of us, if you've ever had a near-death experience or something, you're like, man, if I can just make it through this, I promise I'm going to do better at life. Or if you were in a relationship, let's be real, let's be shameless here. I've done it. I'm like, man, one more chance, baby. I'm sorry. Let me, what I'm saying? One more chance. I am so sorry. I'm going to do it right. You just want to go back. And you want one more chance to do it right. And you want one more chance to do it better. Well, I need you to put yourself in that place of desperation, like now, today. What if somebody said, yo, I'm ripping social media away from you, and all of your chances that you had to make yourself known through social media, that time has passed. Now you got to do the footwork. Now every single interaction has to be hand to hand, face to face. So you no longer have access. You're like, man, yo, I should have put all my stuff on social media. And then they would have taken it even further. They would say your entire body of work is still going to be available, but you have no more chances to post. I would be up until 36 o'clock in the morning trying to post everything in my phone, on my camera. I would be pulling hard drives. I'm telling you, I wouldn't sleep for the next 10 days trying to post everything. Why? Because, ooh, baby, give me one more chance. I just want one more chance to do it right. Like, What if you had no more chances to tell the world what you were about? What if you had no more chances to affect people? What if you had no more chances to inspire people? And I'm gonna go deep here. I'm thinking right now. If you see me, if you're watching me on live, my mind is going a billion miles an hour. I'm like, should I go there? Should I go there? Let's go there. Let's make that translate into all areas of your life. Like, what if you had only today to teach your children what you wanted to teach them? Come on, let's take it there. And we're not just talking about book smarts. We're talking about leading by example, right? What if you had one chance to show your children and the people who are looking up to you and after you? What if you had one chance to show them what it looks like to walk tall like a boss? Like, I'm about to just do it. I'm doing it and I'm doing it and I'm doing it well. Right? One more chance to leave a legacy. One more chance to leave an example of what it looks like to be fully and confidently you. And if you have a job, right? I know that the job is a subset of your existence. But I also know that's probably where most of your energy goes. So don't neglect the other part of you, which is your purpose. Don't neglect the other part of you, which is the substance. What if you had one more chance and that chance was, here come my kid. What's up, baby? What's wrong?
I just wanted to tell you hi.
Oh, hi.
It's been a long time that I came here.
Oh. She said, I just wanted to tell you hi. It's been a long time. I just saw her 20 minutes ago. I love her. Yes.
You might be mad at me, but I accidentally put my hair in my slime in my hair, but Cody washed it out, so it's gone. She washed it out. It's gone.
Okay.
Nothing's in it.
You're on my podcast right now. Don't put slime in your hair, okay?
I laid on it.
Okay, please don't. Give it here. Please don't do that.
I won't do it.
All right, parent life, y'all already know what time it is.
But
all right, don't do that again, baby. Do not put slime in your hair, okay?
You can.
Okay, I love you. I love you. I see y'all laughing in the chat. Parent life. Right. So listen. Ooh. Let me drop a real life lesson. Y'all saw that? You see what my children are seeing? Like, they used to think, Mom, you crazy. Why you always got microphones, and why you always talking to yourself, and why you always talking to the mirror, practicing your speech? You know, they see me in this, so they're gonna grow up. They don't know if they don't know the extent or the reach of what I'm doing. Earlier, I heard my daughter say, "Mom's a billionaire." I'm like, ha 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 ha. Go ahead and speak it, baby. Go ahead and speak that. But that's what they think of me. That's what they think. So imagine these young, beautiful black queens watching me. They're like growing up like, Mom's a billionaire. Now, of course, they putting that fire under me to make sure I make it happen, Kevin. But at the same time, yeah, they're growing up like, yeah, we got it like that. And they're going to grow up with that power for themselves. So for you, I need you to walk, talk, act, breathe, live, and exist as if you have only today to live out your purpose. And that doesn't mean, drop a TV series today. It doesn't mean drop a book and have it sell out by tomorrow. It doesn't mean make 50 bands before sunset. It doesn't mean anything tangible or major or grand. It means tap into that purpose. Tap into it. Speak it. For those of you who saw my post, I said I want you to stand up in the mirror and say that I'm going to be a legend. Those little things, those moments where you are transcending your current level of existence, transcending your current place, moving beyond that place and saying, you know what, I'm bigger than this situation. I'm bigger than this moment in time. I am who I am, and I'm major. It's tapping into your purpose. It's reminding yourself of who you are. And it could be something as simple as dropping one drop of water in the bucket, right? Writing one word on the page. So whatever it is that you do, if you're a writer, write something today. Tap into your purpose. If you're a speaker, speak life over someone today. If you're a creator, create something today. Tap into it. Think of it as a baby. It needs you. Your purpose needs you, right? Your entire future is truly depending on it. So again, if you are willing to just tap into it for even a moment, I need you to do that on today. All right. And listen, I went over about like 12 minutes. I was trying to keep this at 20 minutes, but in the spirit of the Jaymie Jordan podcast, hold up, let me bring up the outro music. I'm doing this. We're rigging this up right here. There we go. All right, family. Thank y'all so much for joining us in this live recording of the Jaymie Jordan podcast. I see y'all on the Zoom meeting and I see y'all on the IG live. Thank y'all so much for jumping in the building. I love y'all. I have so many more words for you. We're going to break it up over the next few sessions, and I promise you I'll probably be back before the end of the day. Anyway, so I love y'all. Have an amazing day. Keep your head up and conquer every single step in your journey. Bye, guys.